how much she hates him, this, and this. And I'm like, I saw y'all after the show. You were all over him. So how are you going to say you...
What do you always say? Love is closer to hate.
Yeah.
It's a thin line between love and hate. That's what they say.
Both strong emotions.
Yeah, and that you find that everybody knows that. I feel like everybody knows that. Like I was going to say the other night on the show, maybe you guys aren't going to like this, but I feel like this is true.
Uh-oh.
You know, so I'll just say full disclosure, because we talked about like domestic abuse or whatever, and I think that's wrong, okay? But here's the thing. As much as women say abuse, violence against women, I feel like if a woman knows that a man is not capable of violence against her, she knows for a fact he would never raise a hand. There's not even uncertainty. You know, she just knows he's not that kind of guy. I feel like she doesn't like that. I feel like a woman wants a guy who she, on some level, is like physically afraid of.
You don't want him to beat up you, but like you want him to be able to beat up. You know, you want a guy that can beat up somebody, Gabby.
Well, I can beat up somebody, so hell yeah, I want a guy that can beat up somebody too. We'll beat them up together.
It's like a nuclear weapon. It's like we would never use a nuclear weapon, but like people need to know it's there. You know, like people, in order to act right, people need to know it's there. Because at the end of the day, look, guys are the way we are. I'm very much of the opinion that as human beings, you know, we know what it means when we say we're human. We live in this UN corporate sterilized society where we're going to pretend like we're all robots. We're all like girl-friendly robots. Hi, like I don't want to kill anyone. I don't want to kill anyone. I don't want to punch anybody. I just want full consent, and I just want to sign on the dotted line and push a button and get my green bean cube food. I want to get my Soylent Green. When in reality, human beings are very disturbed and twisted and sick. And we have like, you know, you think about like an Oedipus complex, like modern Reddit people would say, that's fucked up. Oh, he wanted to fuck his mom. That's fucked up. And it's like, but that's how human beings are. Human beings are, there is like a deep, disturbing mystery at the center of our existence, which is the tension between good and evil, between soul and flesh. And to sort of hand wave all that away and say like, we all just need to be nice to each other. It ignores our nature, and that it makes everybody unhappy.
I think we should be meaner to each other.
I agree.
I think that we have gotten too tolerant as a society. I would like to see intolerance. I would like to see an increase in judgmentalness.
Yeah.
I would like to see a more judgmental society. I would like to see more outcasts. I would even go as far as to maybe a banishing here and there. I think that would be fun. Banished from society, and more. I got the judgmental, the outcast.
More roughhousing.
Yeah, I do think that men should beat each other up more. I feel like there's a lot of kids that
That's the only thing that you said that I agree with.
I think there should be
men should fight more.
I think that men
and women should fight more.
I think that there are a lot of men and women as children that needed to be bullied more and needed to get their ass beat on both sides. On both sides. Women, it should be more of a verbal bullying, you know, because that's how we bully. For men, it should be more of a physical. I do believe in bullying because it teaches you.
Okay, but respectful bullying. Bullying is not okay.
I mean, we shouldn't be like having people commit suicide. Like, you know, that's obviously too
But
far.
I do agree with the fact that it builds character.
Yes.
Just there has to be a line. It can't go too far. And some people can't handle bullying. Some people can't.
Well, we should raise them so they can.
That's fair.
We just have to be okay with like bad things. I feel like the old school mentality is just sort of like this resignation and acceptance about the way of the world. And then there's this liberal attitude that's like, we have to fix everything, every crime, you know, it's like in the old days, if people were not behaving the way they were supposed to, like horrible things would happen. Or some people are just very unlucky, you know, they just like lose the genetic lottery and they just have like a bad, sad life. And I feel like the old school mentality is like, that's just how it is. What are we going to do? They'd have all these old expressions. It's like, hey, you know, like a little kid drowned in the lake. Shouldn't have been playing by the lake. Maybe that was just God's plan. Nowadays it's like, we need to put a fence and we need to do this and we need to do that as an analogy with everything. Even like with the sex
not
stuff.
a good example.
It's like with the
drowning in
sex
a lake
stuff.
and then a fence, putting up a fence. I feel like
That's
that
what
was-
they want to do. They want to put a fence around every
if you
lake.
could prevent another child from drowning in the lake, why would you not put up a fence?
Because some kids are going to drown, okay? And that's just the way of the world.
what I was-
We got to
But
let
if
them
they
drown.
don't have to drown, why would
thinking-
we let them drown?
We cannot prevent every bad outcome
You can try.
to an extent.
But see, this is like a female versus male view on the world, because women, like, I feel like naturally we want to protect the kids, where the men are like, like
Fuck them kids.
they're all, no, but this is like, because the men are more disciplined. Like they look like, that's why you see all these like men from single mother homes committing all these crimes, because they didn't have a dad to kick their ass. Like the women, oh poor baby, we need to make sure.
I don't know. Listen, a lot of the kids I know that grew up in single mother homes, because if the mother felt like they had to overcompensate, would beat their kids at, like they would go above and beyond because they feel like they have to overcompensate and go harder and be more disciplinary than if a man was in the house. I'm not saying that it makes up for not having a father figure. That is a huge loss in the development.
But at the end of the
man.
day, a young boy, he's not going to be afraid of getting beat up by his mom.
Yes.
You think?
Oh yeah, girl. Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, what's the mom really gonna do?
When
at
you're-
the end of the day, what's the mom really
Get the
gonna
wooden
do?
spoon.
Like,
I got the wooden spoon once.
That's the Italian way.
That is the Italian
I
way.
mean, my mom hit me with a wooden spoon or two.
I got it once.
I got it a couple times.
Mm.
I had temper tantrums when I was a kid. Yeah,
I was well behaved for the most part.
I wasn't. We had too many kids. It was like we all wanted the attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it was like sometimes we'd act up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we have too much of like a rules-based society. It's gone too far towards the maternal, towards the lunar, towards the chthonic, towards those things. We need to go back towards fire. We need to go back towards chaos. That's like what the world wants. That's like what ISIS is about. That's what Trump is about. The world wants a burning. The world wants burning right now. And we're going to give it to them. We're going to provide that.
In the instant, when men are not thinking with their big heads and they're saying, oh, whoa, she's half naked, great, I'm going to go for it. That might be what a man wants. But long term, that's not what a man wants. A man doesn't want a girl that's just going to be naked all the time and put herself out there available for every man to see. That I don't have to be a man to know that that's not what men want. So then you say men suck. And I ask this question all the time. You complain about men, but are you being the type of a woman that a man would want, right? It's a self-perpetuating problem, and then you say that, and they, oh my God, Candace is a horrible human being, and I'm looking at you going, I'm not a dude, I wouldn't date you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, again, self-perpetuating problem. Not enough women calling out the fact that women are not desirable right now, in my opinion. Right? They're sexually desirable, but I wouldn't want to take you home to mom desirable. And then you have men who are being hit over the stick and being told, man, bad, masculinity bad, who need to be told, no, stand up, tuck your shirt in, right? Be a leader, be what a man is supposed to be. And that dies when we're not even allowed to say man and woman anymore. And that gets me into the transgender, and I could rant for 3 hours on that. So
No, Candace,
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think the men got to be men. And that's patriarchy. The real red pill is that patriarchy is real and it's a good thing and we should want it. We got to let the guys be guys. And right now, the other thing, too, with education specifically is the education system's run by women. Like, I don't know about you, but when you're in, like, grade school, it's all female teachers.
So I think it's 80 to 90% women.
Yeah. The whole across the board. And it all caters towards women. There's no, like, hey, let the boys be boys. Let them do their thing. Like when you talk about even bullying. The roughhousing's very much part of the male experience. The roughhousing, the trash talk, all of that. And when you strip all that away and make everybody like a good boy or whatever, you're turning them into these like emasculated, neutered guys who can't do any that. And we're not even talking about like they can't make war. They also can't make symphonies. They also can't create philosophy. They also can't invent things. You're cutting off like the fundamental attribute of masculinity, which is like this reaching out, what you would call risk-taking, adventurousness. And so it's an anti-male society. That's why that's why it's going away. That's why it's disappearing.
Mhm. Well, I think we can cut the video there. You have any final thoughts?
I never thought I would sit down and have a conversation with a known white supremacist, but here we are. Here we are. Thanks for having me, Pearl.
Thanks for coming on.
Nick, I wish I had nicer things to say. All I have
Wow.
to say is, black men, I love you.
Gross.
Love you.
I love black people too, but stick
And
with
my,
your
and
own.
black- and my black women love you. I
Dude,
love
what
you.
do you
ladies,
what do
too.
you what do you think about Ye? Do you think he was wrong for his new wife?
Yeah, and I told him
Kim?
that.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
How did he react?
He said, well, like she's really hot. You know, and he said, you know, that she's an architect and they relate on that level. And, you know, but I also think that he is like a genius. He's clearly like a top tier human being on earth, like in history. And I also feel like when it comes to people like that, the rules just don't even really apply.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I think about the top tier people in the world in history,
Well, it's kind of like the top tier women were being like, wouldn't they kind of be? Wouldn't they be offered to like other leaders? Maybe I'm wrong, but wouldn't they be offered to other leaders as like a way to bring countries together?
yeah,
So
all the
that's-
time.
You know, so they kind of were the first like mixing.
Maybe Australia and America.
Yeah.
Coming together under united presidency. But yeah, so I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but you know, but it's his life. And also, when you make 11 great studio albums, you can kind of, you know, do whatever you want. At that point, I'm fine with it.
Well, I wish you luck, and you know.
I don't.
Wow.
I really don't. I don't wish luck to racists.
Oh, I'm not racist.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Nick.
Yeah, I am a little bit
Yeah,
racist,
I know.
but listen, but it's not because I hate people. I love people. It's just race is real. Race is real. Race is a part of us. So, hey, it is what it is.
And the Italians, we do not claim you.
Oh, hey, the Italians don't claim you. You're the one dating a black guy. The Italians don't claim me. They don't claim you.
Oh no, they claim me. They claim me.
I don't think so.
They do.
Italian guys, yeah.
Italians,
Tell an
we're
Italian
big-
guy
we're
about
big
your
lovers.
affinity for black guys. That'll go over real well.
Ha ha ha. Good one, Nick.
Maybe some brajol. There's some Italian
No,
for
but
you.
I will make my black boyfriend some of that.
Ugh, wow. You don't know any better. But
You know, that's not what I really meant with the final thoughts.
that was a final attack.
I just really wanted to say that this whole time.
Okay, that's fine. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like the video on your way out, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. Thank you, both of you, for coming. Appreciate it. And I'll talk to you next time.